Monday, I'm going to Poppy.
Poppy!
There will be no earplugs allowed.
Yeah.
I want to have my ears ringing on the way home.
You got to be double vaxxed, but no. Where's that show?
The Danforth.
The Danforth Music Hall.
Yeah, general admission. You still have time if you'd like to come along.
Have you ever been to that venue?
Yeah, a couple times actually. I saw Prozac play there.
Prozac. Now, was she supposed to play there the whole time? I remember the show. You bought the show years ago, got canceled.
Yeah, last October. I think it was always the Danforth, which I like it. It's good, smaller venue, like 1,000, 2,000 people. I can kind of move around. Either way, you got a good sight line.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. The floor is like slanted, so it like goes downwards. So if you're on the floor, but in the back, you can still see.
It's one of those good sightline.
Yeah, so I really like it.
Type of venues.
And bars inside the venue, like just the bar stand off to the side. You don't even have to leave. You can be watching the concert. Yeah, can't wait. Poppy, she's back. Does she have a song? Does she have a song for Stand and Deliver? Do we think? Or is
Poppy?
So.
Poppy went.
I think that went with 2.0.
That's too bad.
It's like Wale now, right? Wale or something.
Oh yeah, he's tweeted. A former Tweety League champion, actually. Wale definitely said something. Or he had a song. Was it something like that? A theme?
He has something to do with WWE.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you. What it is.
I can't remember. Yeah. I don't know. Don't know much about it.
Well, but I guess Poppy. But unfortunately, Poppy's out.
That's okay. She was there long enough for me to discover her.
Yeah.
And lead to this.
Who knew? You kind of like something that was.
And the first impression, I didn't even care. I'm like, what is this? I don't know what this shit is.
Exactly. When we saw her, probably at it was probably a takeover.
Yeah.
Like who that? What was she doing? What was she doing there? It was.
She performed a song, I think, but. Yeah,
but like no purpose. She wasn't performing somebody's theme music.
No, she was just. I guess Triple H just likes her. He's like, hey, let's have this chick open the show. So remember a couple times they had like a guitarist one time.
They do that on the entrances, right? Every so often we get the old live performance, the old Chris Jericho's guitar player.
Yeah.
It happens. Let me take a sip of water. You do the same. And let's get into the podcast. Let's get into the Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast. Mike, this is episode 175. We're almost at our bicentennial?
Bicentennial Man?
Is that
Robin Williams?
Bicentennial Man with Robin Williams? Is that what 200 or is bicentennial 50? I never know. Mike Shepard, by the way, Mike the Shoot Shepard.
Thank you, Cameron Chico Osborne. On the other side there. I mean, that's a good question because bi can kind of mean.
I
both.
never know. Like, is bi-weekly every other week or twice a week?
So it's like you and I have talked about this briefly before.
Oh, geez, really?
Something different here. I refuse to call my brother's wife my stepsister because if I were to marry a woman, her sister would be my stepsister, right? Completely different relationship, same title, doesn't make sense. I refuse.
Okay. So wait, what? What is that?
Wait, what were we? What was the original?
The original was.
I was trying to relate it to something.
Is bi-weekly every other week?
Bi-weekly, yeah.
Twice a week? Okay.
Stepsister, bi-weekly, bi-monthly, bi-yearly, bicentennial. Doesn't matter. 175. That's the episode number.
Yeah, I was. I've always been curious about that one specifically. I tracked it. Episode 200. Episode 200 is looking to be like last week in August, first week in September.
Okay, so
somewhere right when the kids are going back to school, somewhere around All Out. That's
yeah.
That's exactly it. Depending on how the show shakes out, but it's the weekly wrestling podcast where we get into All the ups and downs of the week, Mike. New with our Wednesday show scheduled. Geez, it feels like we're behind on one of the hottest tickets on television every Wednesday nights. Now that we're recording the show on Wednesday. Yeah. So it feels like at this point, Revolution was 2 weeks ago, but I guess on the heels of the explosive pay-per-view event. I would say let's get into some AEW Dynamite.
AEW, All Elite, they coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Light the fuse, strike the boom. Dynamite.
Boom. So this is actually this is our Fallout show where all the fun stuff happens. Fun stuff.
New stuff. Chris Jericho comes out though, start the match. Says, even though I lost on Sunday to Eddie Kingston, that was one of the best matches of my career. Which, it was pretty good, but I don't know about career best. But hey, if that's how he feels, that's fine.
I'm not going to tell Chris Jericho about how he feels about anything.
Yeah. So he thanks Eddie for bringing that out of him, bringing out that match, and says, I'm sorry, I didn't live up to my word. Refused to shake his hand. And the crowd boos. Says, shake his hand. So Jericho says, all right, I want to pay my debt. Calls Eddie out. So Kingston comes down, cuts his own promo, says, you know what, Chris, you were right what you said before. I couldn't win the big one. And as he was trying to talk, some jerk-off fan kept shouting, what? So Eddie stops and says, yo, give me a second, dog. For real, show some respect. And yeah, the crowd and Jericho, they both applaud.
They pop. that was pop. Such a big pop.
Yeah, but this is becoming like a weekly thing of people trying to get over during promos now. People are just interrupting, but hey, the wrestlers don't care. They just shut you right down.
Yeah, well, a couple, yeah. It has been a few weeks now.
Been a couple.
Ever since that MJF Jew Boy promo. It's felt like every single week the crowd has felt like they have a little more play.
Yeah. Eddie, he even said, Steve Austin ain't here, dog, relax. But it's a little, that's a competitor reference. Steve Austin featured on WrestleMania. But anyways. Yeah.
Past and future? Possible future?
So he talks about his Players Tribune article that came out where he was very open about his mental health struggles. And he said over the course of a weekend, he had 4 separate people come up to him and tell him that he is the reason that they didn't end their life. So there's no way he's going to let people like that down. So, yeah, he cried in his hotel room after the match. He made everyone proud, not Jericho, not the fans. The handshake wasn't for him. He wanted the win. The handshake was for you, Jericho. You refused. And, so basically that's your problem. But eventually Jericho just says, yeah, everything you said is right. I respect you. You gave me one of the best matches I've ever had, so I'd be honored if you shake my hand. Eddie Kingston accepts the handshake, and then 2.0, Daniel Garcia come running out, attack both men. So Santana and Ortiz run out, make the save. They hand Jericho his baseball bat. Santana grabs Garcia. Jericho takes a swing, but then he hits Santana instead. And then right after, cracks Ortiz as well. So the son of a bitch, he's turned on everyone, and they all just beat down Kingston, Ortiz, Santana. And then Jake Hager runs out. He's like, what the fuck, Chris? But then he just joins in anyways, helps the beat down. So Hager's part of the crew. And Jericho announces that we are the Jericho Appreciation Society, this new group. Maybe a different name will stick, but as of now.
I don't think there's a shirt. There's like shirts and stuff. I think the name. I think this is the name.
I mean, him and Hager, they took off their Inner Circle jackets and placed them over. So it's done. It's over. Inner Circle.
God, former Shooty winners. The Inner Circle, I believe, Faction of the Year, took an award home, and just like that. What were you gonna say?
I feel like Jericho. He's gonna have to change his theme song if he's gonna go full heel. You can't have the crowd singing along to you when you come out.
Yeah, That's which is too bad because that's going to leave a big hole in the fan engagement. I only think the Jericho Appreciation Society. I only think it's real because that totally sounds like a name that Chris Jericho came up with.
Definitely,
he totally came up with the name. Like if it was anything else, I'd be like, yeah, that's a good name. But that he came up with this specific name. But it's like Inner Circle 2.0. That's what we got coming. We saw like a mile away, which is fun. But Kingston, Santana, Ortiz against against the Jazz, the JAS, the Jazz. Maybe Sammy Guevara pops in there to help them out. He was always conspicuous about his.
I mean, he hasn't. He's the only one that doesn't have a side between these two yet. But who knows? Either way, no more Inner Circle. And we'll go from there. After that, we had Hangman Page defending his AEW World Title against Mr. Dante Martin. Big opportunity here. The shooty breakout star of the year for me. So just having a real good match. Crowd hot, chanting for both guys. Dante's hanging in there, puts up a real good fight, but eventually eats that buckshot lariat. Gives Hangman the win to retain his title. And afterwards, Hangman grabs a microphone, puts over Dante for being a great singles competitor. And, your partner was gone for a year. You fought your way all the way up to a world title shot. So, but that's when Adam Cole comes out, just says, shut your damn mouth. I took you to the limit. You got a fluke victory. That won't happen next time. And he lays out a challenge for a six-man tag for next week.
Next week? Say the St. Patrick's Day Slam. Slam?
That's
Smash.
Right. Slam, bam, bash, smash. They have them all.
Yeah.
Then we got some tag action. The Workhorsemen, which was JD Drake and who else? I forget.
I know. I only recognize JD Drake. I didn't recognize the other motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, they're going up against some goats. We got Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson here.
Just the shooties shared between this team. Incredible.
The
wrestlers
and of, course,
of the week. It's something.
Unanimous,
multiple unanimous, folks.
And of course William Regal at their side as well. So I mean, this trifecta here is. Mox and Bryan just working great together. Crowds chanting, "Thank you, Regal, for putting this all together here." And they dominate the match. Moxley hits a paradigm shift on the floor. Inside the ring, Bryan stomps out Drake's head, applies the LeBell Lock, gets the tap-out win. Afterwards, Tony Schiavone gets in the ring to interview everyone, and Regal gets on the mic, and he starts getting a little emotional, just thanking Tony because they got some history there. And many years back, he helped him when he struggled, and he says, I'm obviously no longer required at my old job, and I was checked out of the business, but then someone told me my friend Brian had mentioned me on Dynamite, so I went and watched it. And he goes on to thank Bryan Danielson for keeping his name relevant, because anywhere that Daniel Bryan was mentioned, he was always mentioned alongside William Regal, and kind of made his name bigger because of it. It was kind of funny. He spent all these time talking about Bryan. He kind of ran out of time to talk about Mox. So he's like, and Moxley is a tough, sadistic wrestler.
I voted. No, there's an they both had they've had their substance abuse struggles together. It's like both sides of the coin. These are the two sides of William Regal. Let's call them that. William Regal's two sides.
That's a good way to put it. And just great passionate promo, very emotional. You can tell he looked like he was on the verge of tears at times. And Bryan very humbled by these words of his mentor saying all these nice things about him. And eventually he just lays out a warning for every team out there. You're not going to like what happens when you step in with us, because you're going to get stepped on. So look out. Jurassic Express, those titles are going to be
up for grabs pretty soon. I wouldn't.
I mean, this is a tag team that you don't fuck around with.
I wouldn't bet. Bet against these guys.
So After that, we had Wheeler Yuta taking on Pac with Orange Cassidy in the corner wearing a sling, which he actually injured his arm at Revolution after that big bump to the floor when Keith Lee just launched him.
Oh.
But yeah, most of this match took place in picture, so not a whole lot. Pac eventually hits Avalanche Brainbuster, locks in the Brutalizer, gets the submission win.
Yeah, Pac. That's all. Yeah, that's about it, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything to
keep him strong.
keep him winning.
We had an AHFO board meeting where Matt Hardy wants to smooth things over with Andrade and everyone else, so... they have a company meeting and they hold a vote to see if Matt should be fired. So they all do a thumbs up, thumbs down kind of thing. And behind Matt's back, Private Party turn the thumbs down, vote him out. So the whole group beats him down. So everyone's kind of thinking, oh boy, someone's got to save him. So Darby and Sting come out first. They help Matt. Darby and Sting, they basically just become the default. They're like the Batman, the vigilantes of the show.
Yeah, just because
they'll help out anyone.
They're gonna get a huge reaction every single time.
Yeah,
and then just kind of lurk back in the shadows.
So they come out, but they're still outnumbered. So this is when that famous anyone can license it track. I don't know what it's called, but we all know the music. It's Jeff Hardy. He's here. Huge pop. He just comes in the ring, takes out everyone. The crowd's chanting Hardy. Matt hits the blade with Twist of Fate, and then Jeff hits a Swanton Bomb. Hardy Boys hug. The crowd cheers. And, WWE knows they fucked up releasing him when they had no real reason.
Yeah, cool moment. I don't get the whole AHFO thing. In this segment in particular, how are the Butcher and the Blade involved in this?
I feel bad for them. They got roped into this garbage.
So how, like, backing track as far as I can, like, so Matt Hardy was with Private Party. They've been together for like a while, but yeah. Andrade had nobody, and now he just kind of came in with his little iPad buddy Jose. How long had the Butcher, like, how did they get directly involved in this?
I don't remember when, but they've been there for a little while.
There has to have been there has to have been like a time.
It's probably just, no one cares about
I could have sworn they were like with another organization. Yeah, the whole just like inexplicably wealthy. We've said it before. But Jeff Hardy. So there you go.
He's there. Yeah, we all expected it to come. Nice surprise. And like I said, that his theme song, it's one of those, it's like a public track. Anyone can license it. It's been used on TV shows, CSI and shit. So
that's the key. That's the key, folks. Use public domain. So
apparently MJF, his song as well is like it's like a Windows Movie Maker song or like an iMovie, just like a theme, a default.
Oh, really? Well, that's funny. That's what you would use, I guess. The first thing you had or whatever.
If he went to WWE, they could use that song.
Yeah.
If and when.
If and when.
Whoa. Shoot meter going wild here. Let's continue. Tony back in the ring again. The busiest man on AEW, I think. Mr. Shimoni. Him and Excalibur. They just bust their asses. But anyways, he's in the ring. Interview the winner of the Face of the Revolution match, Wardlow. Crowds all chanting his name. And Tony says, we saw what you did, but you're still under contract to MJF. So Wardlow says, I came to a point where, I got to decide if I was going to spend my life accomplishing someone else's goals, or am I going to take that chance and fulfill my own? So before Max, I spent too many years just helping other people, being disrespected, and I thought time with him was time to be free, but I just entered another cage, so you're going to have to forgive me for associating with him for so long. And I grew up poor, watching my mom raise me and my two sisters, and wrestling was my way to provide a better life. So, yeah, just going into his background here. And,
some real heart-wrenching shit.
Yeah, making us feel more sympathy for Mr. Mayhem, and just says, you once you slapped me, you decided your own fate. You put your hands on me, and even though I'm still under contract, but I no longer give a damn. I'm not watching his back. I'm not his bodyguard. I'm no longer in the Pinnacle. I'm free. So just go ahead, release me from my contract. And my only concern now is winning the TNT title, and I'm not stopping there because after years of giving, it's my time to take, and I want it all. So All Elite Wrestling is officially Wardlow's world. So that was a nice extended promo from Wardlow. Probably the most we've ever heard from him.
Yeah. 100. This was like 10 times over the most I think we've ever heard from him in one in one sitting.
Yeah, and letting us into his personal life there, gaining some sympathy, and yeah, I think the crowd's all behind him. We're ready. We're ready for Wardlow, babyface man.
Wardlow, the babyface man.
But yeah, I mean, of course, this whole contract with MJF, and if he screws him out of winning the TNT title, and I don't know, lots of ways they can go with this. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we have to get the Wardlow versus MJF match, probably at Double or Nothing. Who knows?
That feels like a long time away.
I mean, maybe not.
That feels like too far. I feel like that feels too far for MJF. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was hoping MJF would be fighting for the world title.
Exactly, right?
I guess we'll see. But we got some championships on the line right now. Jurassic Express defending against the Acclaimed. Yo, listen. Yeah, that's all I remember from this week's wrap. But Jurassic Express, fighting champs. I feel like they're defending this almost every week since winning it. So good for them. And another good match as usual. Max Caster hits the mic drop, his finisher, but Luchasaurus breaks up the pin. And then him and Jungle Boy hit their combination. I don't even know what it was. Some crazy big double team power bomb, big near fall, and one of them tries to grab the chain, but Christian on the outside stops them. And Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus hit the springboard, Doomsday Device, get the win, retain the belts.
Retain. Yeah, like you said, Jurassic Express just it feels like every single week because they're so over and shit like that. And I feel like all the tag kind of challengers right now are all heels. Like there's no babyface challenger right now.
Yeah, I mean Moxley and Bryan.
They're a yin and yang. They're salt and vinegar or something.
But I mean, everyone's gonna love them, cheer them as babyface.
Yeah, and if they're coming.
Let them win the next month, and by the time they'll be ready for the number one spot for Double or Nothing tag title match. There you go.
Book it.
Then we got Thunder Rosa taking on Layla Hirsch, in a world title eliminator match. So just a long way of saying number one contenders match. But decent bout. Layla healing it up here and tries to grab a weapon from under the ring, but that's when Red Velvet runs up and stops her. And soon after, Thunder Rosa is able to hit the Fire Thunder Driver to earn herself another crack at the women's title in her hometown of San Antonio, Texas, at St. Patrick's Day Slam. And Tony Schiavone comes out after, announces that match will be a cage match. So hopefully we can finally keep Rebel and Jamie Hayter at bay and have the big title match we were hoping for.
Yeah, that's what feels weird, just because, I guess, should they have done it? Should they have done it at the pay-per-view instead? Or is it clearly Thunder Rosa is gonna win because in her hometown? Maybe they just want the hometown, babyface champion.
I'm guessing because if Thunder Rosa loses again, then that's pretty. That takes a lot of wind out of her.
Because it's weird. You're like, why would she just lost? Why would she have a number one contender match? And then it also made me think: has Britt Baker ever won without help?
Certainly not a big match.
Like I can't.
A lesser opponent.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Like a more like starter. Like Rebel's been on the scene for a long time now.
Yeah, pretty much since the beginning of her rise, Britt Baker's rise. So I don't know. Hopefully this will be the end all be all. We can get a nice definitive finish. Maybe even have Thunder Rosa win. Mm-hmm. That could even be the main event for St. Patrick's Day Slam.
It could be. When we're right there, though, I forgot to kick off the show with it, but it's time to crown a brand new Tweet of the Week champion. It's the Tweet of the Week. It's the Tweet of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
Skipped over it. This week's Tweety League champion goes to now two-time Tweety League champion and I think Canadian, Lance Storm.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely Canadian.
Definitely Canadian, where he tweeted out, kind of responding to AEW posting a photo of the new AEW Women's World Championship. You know, it's all gold and black and everything, and he he responds with, if you guys switch the side plates, the 3 plates would form the globe when worn. As is, the continents are out of order. Please make this geographically correct. # switch the plates. And you know what? The man's not wrong. North America is the center. So if you're looking at the belt, okay, North America, South America, the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. Now to the left is Africa to Africa, Europe, all the way to kind of China-ish. And then the right is the rest, kind of China, Japan, down into Australia, and all the little islands there.
Yeah.
The man's not wrong.
That's a good catch. You know, that's something.
# switch the plates, folks.
I'm sure that's an easy thing. Yeah,
switch the plates.
The tectonic plates are out of order here.
Amen.
The world is chaos. If that happened to the real world, we would. My God.
Didn't you see The Core, starring Aaron Eckhart?
I did not.
You did not see The Core?
I saw The Day After Tomorrow, though, with Jake Gyllenhaal. So
yeah, it's close. No, it's not close. They're totally different movies. You should watch it.
Yeah.
You should watch it. It's one of the 4 DVDs my dad had. So
the 4,000?
No.
Or sorry.
Yeah,
oh, wait,
at my dad's house. Yeah.
Your biological father.
My biolog.
All right. Off to this main event. We've got another title match. TNT title on the line. Sammy asshole 2 belts Guevara taking on Scorpio Sky, who he earned this shot somewhere. I don't remember where, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't explicitly remember.
I guess you don't have to earn a TNT title shot.
No, just fucking I fucking want it. Give it to me.
And he's got Ethan Page, Adam Lampert there helping him out of ringside, and Sammy sets up a table on the floor early on, lays out Scorpio, climbs to the top rope. He goes for the 630, but Sky moves out of the way, so Sammy just crashes, burns hard. Big bump there. And that's when Ty Conti, his new girlfriend, comes out, breaking the 4th wall. Kind of their first on-screen acknowledgement, I guess. Only not too long after the on-screen engagement with his old girlfriend.
Oh yeah, what happened there? Can we get a check on that woman?
I wonder if whenever they get a network deal, if that clip will just be edited out of that episode of whatever it was on.
I wonder. Yeah, Sammy's just like, hey, like, can you?
But so Ty Conti, she's checking on him. That big bump through the table. The doctors are checking on him. He starts to walk him to the back, like this match is going to be thrown out, but he stops and says, no, I want to go back in, but his ribs are all fucked up. He's selling them, so gets back in the ring. Scorpio goes right after those ribs, and that's when Paige Van Zant shows up. She's in the front row, starts talking some smack to Conti, so back in the ring, though, Sammy, he's able to hit the GTH, goes for a shooting star press, but Sky gets the knees up, and then at ringside, Paige Van Zant slams Conti hard into the steel steps, which momentarily distracts Sammy. Scorpio hits him with a TKO and gets the win! New TNT champ.
And new!
Big upset. Yeah, that was a big surprise for me. But hey, I'll take it. He's already confirmed he will not be carrying around 2 belts.
Oh,
so
thank Christ. Yeah, pick one. I don't care which one. Or make a new one. Miro did that, remember?
Yeah. Either way, I think he gave the other one to Lambert and said, you go put this in a case.
Burn it. Oh.
Burn it. Or send it to me. I'll take it. But yeah, that was the end of pretty eventful Dynamite.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. Congratulations, Scorpio Sky. Really can't wait to see what you do with it.
Yeah, second title here for him in AEW.
Ooh, No, never mind. Let's keep on rolling through All Elite Wrestling. Let's move over to Friday night, right? Our Friday night edition of this week's Rampage.
Rampage, 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 Rampage.
Just like you're the live crowd, you know, you would have watched Dynamite, lights go out, they change the colors, and then you're in a fucking Rampage. We open this week's episode of Rampage. Mark Quinn, I think he got the jobber entrance there in the ring.
Yeah.
And then Darby and Sting come down. You know, we know the run dun 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 dun. It's a weird song to get a pop. Just because it's not a glass breaking type of moment in there, but they're having a match 1-on-1.
Two of the smaller guys here, but that doesn't matter at all. They're both very evenly matched. And Quinn hitting 450 splashes, big moonsaults. He tries to finish Darby off with a shooting star press, but Darby counters it into a Fujiwara armbar, gets a submission, and then afterwards the AFO come out to attack, and then that's when the Hardy Boys come out wearing the full-on Hardy gear from 1999, just looking great.
And also that the graphics were ready. The graphics were back there. I like to picture. I guess in kayfabe context, this was 2 days apart. Never mind.
That's okay. Jamie Hayter took on Mercedes Martinez in a decent match. Some nice stiff strikes there, just big power moves. The big moment was the spider German suplex off the turnbuckle that Jamie Hayter landed pretty high on her head there, but that's when Rebel jumps in, distracts the ref. Baker beats up Mercedes. Hayter hits a big lariat. Gets a cheap victory off that.
Cheap. Yeah. Just helping.
That's all they do in this group.
Yeah. Why wasn't Thunder Rosa there already?
Yeah, she came out at the end kind of to say.
Yeah, you would
Mercedes,
think. This was a classic. Why don't baby faces ever bring back up type of moment. Because if you're Thunder Rosa, I would have told Mercedes Martinez, like, hey, can you come have my back at Revolution? Because obviously these bitches are gonna have her back.
Yeah. It's like, let's just watch each other's back anytime we face these bitches.
These bitches.
We got Keith Lee taking on QT Marshall. Everyone's behind Keith Lee here, and ends it pretty quick. Hits the BBC to get the win.
And Marshall didn't even get an entrance on this one too. I think they said on Dynamite before QT Marshall was trying to recruit Keith Lee to be a part of whatever factory thing, whatever it's called. Yeah.
No, not doing anything for anyone in that factory.
Nope.
But the main event for Rampage, we got the debut of Shane Swerve Strickland taking on Tony Nese. A match you may have seen on 205 Live, maybe. I don't know if they ever crossed paths.
Ooh, that's for the nerds to type it in, nerds. What do you think?
But either way, they got a similar cruiserweight style, mesh well together. Going back and forth. Nese throws Swerve into the steel steps, hurts his ribs, so he starts going after those. Nese hits a nice 450 splash for a 2 count, but then Swerve has his big comeback. He hits the house call, the kick to the back of the head, which used to be his finisher from NXT, but he follows up with a top rope double foot stomp, gets the 3. But I think he should just cut out the foot stomp, just use the house call. But either way, he got the win here. Nice win in his debut. But I thought Tony Nese, they gave him a lot more in this than Swerve. But hey, whatever.
I guess I don't know. Yeah, do your thing. But yeah, this was great, right?
Yeah, it was solid.
Whose house? Swerve's house. I still,
yeah, people like it.
I still don't get how everybody. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get how everybody knew it immediately, and now everybody is 100% on board with it.
Well, we'll see how it continues,
Yeah.
but let's go back to SmackDown here on Friday night.
Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait. They used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live.
Kick off the show with WWE champ Cowboy Brock Lesnar coming out, cutting a promo on Roman, talks about being attacked at Madison Square Garden, and believe it or not, this crowd was actually giving Lesnar the what treatment.
What's with the crowd these days? What's with crowds these days? You know, they're cursing at athletes. They're
yelling at recovering alcoholics.
They're whatting during babyface promos. I mean, come on.
Yeah, kind of weird. And Lesnar, I mean, if he stares at you, would shut the guy up.
Is it the lack of, being able to express yourself in public for so long, and now that you can, you just want to scream?
Maybe. I remember last year, remember when the NBA first came back, there was all these fan incidents in the first couple weeks.
Yes.
People throwing shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe people are just caged up and they're trying to go express it. Yeah, I don't know. But, Lesnar says, I don't care about Mania, about the belt. I want blood. Heyman comes out to reply, says, Reigns not here tonight. So Brock says, oh, then I guess no one can protect you. So he goes to chase after Paul into the backstage area. But Heyman manages to escape into a running car and drive off.
That was something. A running car.
That was something. It was there waiting.
It was already waiting. So who do you think's driving the car?
Yeah.
You plan for that? You plan for something bad to happen?
Maybe it was Jimmy Uso. Well, hopefully it wasn't Jimmy Uso, actually. Hopefully it was neither.
I don't want
Usos.
either Usos driving a car, if I'm being real.
We go backstage where Sheamus and Ridge Holland get interviewed, and they say, tonight we brought along an old friend. And oh boy, this is the man you and I know and love dearly. Pete Dunne walks in, but it's not quite Pete Dunne. They're calling him Butch. The paper boy? I don't know.
Peter Dunne? He has a chimney sweep look about him.
Yeah, he's got the hat. What do they call those hats? That kind of hat.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah,
I don't know, but the overalls, yeah, this looks like a straight up Chim Chiru kind of guy.
Chimney. No, okay, so Sheamus did say we call him Butch, which doesn't necessarily mean it could be a nickname for Peter Dunne.
Commentary calls him Butch, though.
Nah, but that's Michael Cole, and you can't believe a word he says.
Okay. Well, let's get to the match, because we got Kofi Kingston, Big E taking on Sheamus and Ridge Holland, and Butch at ringside. Match itself was going fine. It was pretty standard tag match until, of course, the big moment. Ridge Holland, Big E fight to the floor. Ridge Holland grabs Big E for a belly-to-belly suplex, throws him over his head, and Big E just lands straight down, right on his head. Terrible. I mean, this was pretty much the exact same landing we saw Madcap Moss take just a few weeks ago, but on the floor. So even worse. Big E, he's already, immediately after the show, broken neck, he announced it. And right away in this match here, he didn't even move. He just laid flat, does not move. He was out for the rest of the match. And yeah, they just go on. Butch would get involved, distract Kofi. Sheamus hits him with a brogue kick, gets the win. But obviously the big story is Big E and the broken neck. Just crazy shit. Scary, terrible, awful.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the big moment of the match. Jeez, broken neck. A broken
2-3 weeks ago, I said Madcap had the scariest bump I've ever seen, and then this happens. Fuck. This was bad.
Yeah, this one was bad. That's too bad. We'll see Big E again. He can move his fingers. He can move his toes. And if there's ever
no spinal cord.
If
damage,
there's ever
no
been a
nerve
man, well, that's the thing. There's so much muscle around there. He's so big, it's all protected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the most beloved men backstage. Everyone just before this incident, everyone has always said he's one of the nicest guys.
Even if he doesn't wrestle ever again, he's got fucking babyface Raw GM written all. We're gonna see him. We'll see him forever.
Yeah, but we'll be keeping a close eye on him and wishing him all the best. I mean, New Day, just bad luck with injuries and stuff lately.
And losing titles.
Yeah, well, that's wrestling. I mean,
that's wrestling.
We've had broken necks. We've had this is a move that Ridge Holland himself has done to other guys and had to go find. So shit happens. Very sad, very unfortunate. But let's move along. We got Drew McIntyre and the Viking Raiders taking on Corbin, Madcap, Jinder. But before it even starts, they all beat up Viking Raiders backstage and gang up on Drew. But he's able to beat them off 4-on-1. So whatever. We never even have the match.
I think right around here. I think were you going to get to Sami Zayn promo?
A backstage promo?
Yes.
I think I might have skipped over that.
The Sami Zayn promo followed by Johnny Knoxville response.
Okay. It was just more talking about WrestleMania.
Okay, yeah. So same thing. Yeah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Johnny Knoxville, you suck. Why'd you do this to me? Conspiracy, all this kind of thing. Johnny Knoxville sends in video message with a plane. And the plane is carrying behind it a banner.
Oh, yeah.
It says, call Sami Zayn at 407-574-1532. You know I called the number, baby. You know I called the number 3 or 4 times. I couldn't get in. It just kept saying, call failed, call failed. It was fun, though.
Yeah. I saw someone post something on Reddit.
I heard some people.
Can't confirm
I
if
heard
it's real
some
or
people
fake.
got through.
Yeah, someone posted a screenshot of he accepted on FaceTime and just had a big angry grimace on his face and then hung up. So who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe just taking a couple calls.
Who knows? Yeah, he didn't take any of my calls. I'll tell you that. But then, but then it was just backstage and Sami Zayn's phone's blowing up. He's like, I have to charge my phone 4 times a day. That's all. Yeah, that's all it was. Call. Yeah, you try calling. See what happens.
Yeah, no, I should. Anyways, after this, Ronda Rousey comes out, cuts a promo on Charlotte and their upcoming WrestleMania match, and crowd is pretty receptive, chanting for Ronda here, and Charlotte comes out to reply, and both women just vow to tap the other one out, and Ronda says, all right, try to do it now. Charlotte just says, uh-oh, and walks off.
Uh-oh, Spadudios.
Yeah, remember that one week when that got over?
What?
The uh-oh. I don't know. There was one week where Charlotte kept saying uh-oh, and the crowd was chanting.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, well. Sasha Banks. Yeah. Sasha, Naomi take on Natalya, Shayna Baszler. Just a tune-up match here for the Glow Bosses, as I'll call them, but don't have to.
Not officially branded yet.
But Sasha pulls out a cool new move. It was like a variation of a code breaker, and she gets the pin off of that and the win. So.
Yeah, this was the thrown together thing, right? Thrown together thing of the night.
Yeah.
Natalya and Shayna Baszler, why? And they didn't even get an entrance.
Yeah. That's it. Natalya's always someone's partner.
I guess, yeah. And I guess Sasha Banks and Naomi are going to win the titles at Mania.
WrestleMania? Probably.
Yeah.
The Usos come out, cutting a promo. They're on day number 236 of their title reign, and they say, we got no worthy opponents for WrestleMania. That's when Rick Boogs and Nakamura come out, and they say, hey, we want to be the next champs. But Boogs is limping. He's got an injured leg from being attacked the previous week. The Usos say, all right, you want a title shot? You just got to beat Jey Uso 1-on-1. So we go to Boogs versus Jey, and Jey tries to go after that injured leg of Boogs, but Boogs unwraps the leg, and it was all a ruse. So he's got Uso right where he wants him now, and just starts muscling him around, presses him above his head and starts doing reps with Uso, 11 of them. That was tremendous strength. Uso's not a small guy.
Hey, I've told you to check out the Eric Bugenhagen YouTube channel many times.
You have. Jimmy tries to jump in and interfere, so Nakamura takes him out. Boogs hits the Boogs Cruise, gets the win, and he's cruising on to WrestleMania.
Cruise, baby, you but don't make me money, Bob. I'm sorry.
What's that?
Cruise. There was a song called Cruise. Rick Boogs. Yeah, just fucking. You gotta check this guy out on YouTube, man.
Bugenhagen?
Eric Bugenhagen. He's some of the shit he said. It's a collection of like so many good things. It's funny, it's good, and it's informative. Yeah.
No, he seems like a good guy.
I'll try anything.
Seems like a
try anything twice, right?
Maybe. We got Ricochet defending his newly won Intercontinental title against Sami Zayn here, and Austin Theory comes out and just sits right down next to his WrestleMania opponent Pat McAfee, and eventually he just stands up and they exchange words. Theory smacks Pat's headset right off his face, so Pat jumps over the table, starts pounding away on Theory, and he actually gets the better of him until security intervene. So we go back to the match, which was actually pretty good. Nice competitive bout here, and Ricochet, he counters a vertical suplex into a Hurricane Rana, which I don't think I've ever seen that counter from that move before. So, I mean, he can do anything, Ricochet.
He can. He's the
yeah. Sami Zayn hits a big superplex, goes for the haluva kick, but Ricochet counters with the recoil, and then he hits the 630, landing hard on Sami Zayn, just all his body weight. And that gets him the 3. Good match, though. Nice retain.
Oh, yeah. This was a great way to retain, like, an actual championship. This was slapping the hell out of Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I mean, Sami Zayn, the last 3 months or so, has been getting a nice little push. Lots of TV time. And
so,
rumor.
Okay, rumor mill. Okay.
No, I mean, rumor has it that Ricochet is getting kind of a renewed push as well. I mean, he's the champ now, and this is the main event match of Smackdown. So that's a nice position for the both of them.
That's a big deal. One thing I had to say, so Michael Cole did the majority of the main event by himself. There on commentary, right? After Pat McAfee was escorted out of the arena after getting physical with Austin Theory, who burned his second Brand Invitational. If WWE.com says Raw, I don't make up these rules, Mike. I just have to follow them like everybody else. Michael Cole had this line that just pissed me off so much, where he said Ricochet, something to the effect of like Ricochet, became fearless. He was jumping off things. He has, intensity after watching Johnny Knoxville in Jackass. And like, I totally get that that's the angle they're going for. But don't you think Excalibur would have said like watching the greats like Rey Mysterio and Eddie and like literally anyone else who's not I'm Johnny Knoxville, welcome to Jackass. Not to say I love Johnny Knoxville, but come on, Michael Cole. Yeah, Ricochet didn't watch Johnny Knoxville get hit in the balls and then say to himself like, I'm gonna be a wrestler. I'm gonna be one of the greatest high flyers of a generation. I don't get it.
Yeah, I'd say that was a reach.
Oh my God, Michael Cole, you just fucking. It was that what he every couple of weeks he says something that just pisses me off. And that was the one this week, and that was the entirety of SmackDown. So it's probably time we.
Well, there was one last segment after the main event match. We cut to the parking lot where Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair are fighting. Charlotte had like this leather suit on. I don't know. It was kind of cool. I don't know how it was like a leather robe almost. I don't know. It had a weird look to it, but this was almost like a callback to their WrestleMania feud from a few years ago. They start smashing each other into cars. No cops though or anything got involved. Just kind of denting the car there. And Ronda gets suplexed on the hood. Charlotte locks her into submission and it gets broken up. But Charlotte's actually the one that got the better of the encounter there, so Ronda's pissed.
Yeah, it's almost like it was a callback to WrestleMania 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little too on the nose, for that. But yeah, Ronda she was over tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still intrigued how the WrestleMania will go, because I feel like if they main event over Becky and Bianca, the crowd will be a bit less receptive to it. They could. Yeah,
it's gonna be tough. Well, I guess they have 2 weeks. They have 2 more weeks to fucking put it all out. Like the four of these performers, you know, they're battling for the main event.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'd say so. That night one, it's up for grabs.
It's up for grabs still. But yeah, that was the entirety of SmackDown, and probably time for us to take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break.
We'll take a break. We'll come back more. We have Monday Night Raw, some 2.0, so you're going to want to stick around.
Let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah.
Back here with the second part of the podcast, folks. Thanks for sticking out through the break. Some things have, since the dawn of time, man has had but 3 simple pleasures: a roof over their head, a woman to bed, and Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
This thing, I don't know what to say. It's the longest ever, right? Running weekly episodic show. You can't make the stats up. You can't make it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's when it is. Longest weekly episodic something.
And this week
shows like there are shows like Judge Judy, which have had more episodes, but I don't know how they go.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a different category, because they'll just chug out 7 at a time.
Talk shows
and then put them out in 30-minute chunks. They're really just long YouTube videos. But anyways, Monday Night Raw is making their way downtown to Dallas.
Walking fast, talking. That's right, and Mr. Kevin Owens himself comes out. Talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin and WrestleMania in Texas, and starts off his speech with a Razor Ramon tribute. Hey, yo, which you'll hear a couple times this week. But just talks about him being a superior Canadian, and the crowd chants USA at him, and he starts stealing all of Steve Austin's catchphrases and ends up hitting a stunner on the poor cameraman at the end of it all.
Poor cameraman. What did he ever do?
Yeah. Don't know. Wasn't Robert Roode this time.
At least.
Yeah. Finn Balor takes on Damian Priest. Austin Theory comes out to watch. Priest picks up Balor, hits the Razor's Edge onto the announce table. And then Balor fights back, though, climbs the top rope, goes for the coup de grace, but then Austin Theory jumps up, distracts him. Balor goes out, drop kicks him, but then turns right back into a reckoning, which gives Priest the win.
The camera cut to Austin Theory. Austin Theory was on commentary for this little chunk. It just kept cutting to him way too much. Like, Finn Balor and Damian Priest were in the match, and it just kept...
Yeah.
It almost looked like a guy who was just kind of looking right, and they're like, "Oh, someone's talking over there." Okay, back to the action.
And why is he? I mean, he's feuding with Pat McAfee now, but why does he still have this feud going on with Balor, and he's fucking with him still? I don't know what this is about.
I don't know.
Because they look the same.
Well, I think because he's getting a push, and that's what a push is these days. You're everywhere.
Okay.
You do everything.
Because you're everywhere.
Yes.
Omos up next to take on Commander Aziz. Battle of the Giants here. Apollo Crews tries to interfere, but Aziz cannot even knock Omos off his feet. And then Omos shows off some pretty nice strength when he actually deadlifts Aziz all the way up into a vertical suplex and then hits him with a choke bomb. So he's not just big; he's got some weight behind him.
Some real mass.
A dominant win. Yeah. So more wins, like we've been saying, though, probably just leading up to the Andre the Giant thing. But why not? If anyone's going to win, it might as well be him.
Yeah, it feels like the Omos train really slowed down after him and AJ lost.
Yeah, he won the feud, but obviously AJ's still the way more prominent figure.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
Weird.
Oh, well, after this, Liv Morgan took on Queen Zelina. Pretty decent little match. Some nice moves. Fun little moment when Liv gets Zelina locked in a body scissors with her legs and just starts rolling all around the ring with her. And yeah, it was fun.
That was a fun one. Yeah.
Yeah. Carmella jumps in, allows Zelina to hit a big power bomb. So Rhea Ripley chases after Carmella. She just jumps right into Corey's arms. And then back in the ring, Morgan hits the Oblivion, gets the win.
Yeah, so yeah, poor Zelina Vega Carmella, eh?
I mean,
I don't know, like
they're champions.
Like
for
I guess, like, but why do you win if only like they're just gonna lose? They're gonna lose at Mania. The inevitable breakup is coming. And watch. Did you watch any of the reality show?
Hell no.
I know you said you wanted to. You were gonna check it out.
No, I never, ever.
You said you were gonna check it out. Maybe just the first 2 or 3 episodes.
Total Divas would be rolling in its grave if it saw this show. Seth Rollins comes out, talks about his plan for WrestleMania. He's still trying to get himself booked, and there's only 3 weeks left. So
that's how Mania matches are booked. You just keep trying to get them booked. It's almost like a business proposal, you know?
Yeah, you pitch. So anyways, he's running out of time. He invites out his good friend Kevin Owens. He says, "Hey man, let's share your idea. What if I do a talk show too? Do the Rollins Report, and I can have Steve Austin as my guest." And Owens is like, "What? No, that's my thing. That's what I'm doing." And Rollins is like, "Okay. How about you and I fight for it? Winner gets a talk show tonight."
Wait.
And Owens is like, "No,
a talk show on a pole match." As soon as I heard this, I was on board.
Well, Owens is not. He says, "No, I don't want to do that. That's my idea." But Sonya Deville says, I like this. Let's do it, boys. Main event, Owens versus Rollins. Winner gets Steve Austin.
Steve Austin on a pole match.
And where does Austin come in? He consented to Kevin Owens interview. Seth Rollins. You can't just...
When you work for WWE, you have a lifetime consent clause. There's a lifetime consent clause.
Okay. We got some tag action. The Mysterios taking on the Hurt Business. Miz and Logan Paul coming out for commentary. Back in the ring, Mysterios hit double 619. Dominic hits a frog splash, gets the win. And then afterwards, Miz and Logan try to jump them, but they're the ones that end up getting dumped to the floor, so the Mysterios stand tall.
Yeah, the Logan Paul. So, this is kind of the second of our 3 celebrities in a match. Third, I guess, if we do count Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I'd still count him.
Yeah.
We get a quick little announcement. Queen Charmel making it into the Hall of Fame this year. Husband Booker T going to induct her.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've got, it's going to be probably at least 3 or 4 people by when it's all said and done.
Yeah, Taker. Okay. A few more.
Edge comes out. He's got a new heel theme song here. Still by Alter Bridge, same band, different sound,
and a whole new thing going on. The light presentation seems to be here to stay. He's got a little suit,
the blue lights. He's the opposite.
His hair's curled, pushed back,
slicked back. Yeah. So, just cuts a promo, puts himself over, talking about how great he is and his upcoming match against AJ, and pretty much it.
Yeah, and he also did the classic. He's telling us whose fault it is. And I'm like, who? Edge, who? And they're like, he's like, it's your fault. And I was like, what did I do? I guess it's my fault. I should have been paying more attention to the greatest wrestling match ever. I wanted to see him win at Mania. I wanted to see all these things. It's his fault. He didn't make them happen. Don't blame me, Edge.
Yeah, we can't wrestle the match for you.
What do you want me to do? Wrestle the damn thing for you?
Believe it or not, we got another preview. Veer Mahan coming soon.
Oh, it's so soon.
At this point, it's just a running joke. Like, they're just fucking with everyone.
He's doing matches on like main event.
Yeah, but why? That doesn't even exist to most people.
I honestly couldn't tell you where to find it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's on Sports Center at like 3:30 in the afternoon sometimes.
Is it on their YouTube channel? They don't post it to YouTube.
No, it's on Sportsnet.
It's on TV. Some of them, maybe like old people that are at home. That's like their big nightly show because they go to bed at 6 p.m. So like, oh my god, watch the wrestling tonight. 2:30.
It's 2:30.
Veer Mahan's on. He's hot. This Veer Mahan. He's hot. Oh boy. We go to some women's action. Bianca Belair taking on Doudrop. We've seen this many times recently, but always pretty good performance.
9.
Here. 9 times we've seen it?
9 times.
Really?
Yeah.
This is the 9th?
This is time number 9.
Okay. Well, yeah, Doudrop hits a nice Michinoku driver for 2 count, but Belair fights back, and once again, as we've seen her do, she lifts Doudrop, marches her all the way to the center of ring, hits the KOD. Still impressive every time I see it. That's just amazing strength.
I mean, that's just what that's just what we're all waiting for. The whole audience. We're just waiting for that big KOD.
And of course, gets the win there. Afterwards, Becky Lynch shows up, attacks her, slams her headfirst into a chair, and then she grabs the chair, wraps it around Bianca's neck, grabs her by the hair, and pulls her, slamming her into the ring post, crushing her neck in the chair. Terrible damage. I mean, we saw non-kayfabe some neck damage this week, so they're
pushing
going right to it. Yeah, pushing the envelope there. But big angle here, setting up WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Bianca will come up in a brace next week, a bedazzled brace to sell the injury.
Oh yeah, maybe. But Becky Lynch made this comment about her hair.
About Bianca's hair?
Yeah. I don't know. What was I thinking? No, she said something, and I thought about a hair versus hair match. I wish I could remember specifically what she said.
That would be too much.
Because I was like, that's a
Bianca.
weird. It was just a weird. It was a weird specific thing to say. I can't remember. Never mind.
Okay. If they did that, that would be too much. Neither girl can lose their hair. I feel like, almost anyone who would want to shave their hair in WWE that's a woman. Probably not many.
I don't know. Have to ask him.
Sonya Deville was gonna.
We were close. No, it was Mandy Rose who ended up cutting it, right?
Well, I thought we were gonna get a full. We never really had the match.
Yeah, it never really happened. You're right. Yeah.
Let's go to the RK Bro Championship celebration. New tag champs. The ring is set up. They've got popcorn, soda, some hand-drawn signs, half-deflated balloons. They talk about going to WrestleMania, which is going to be Orton's 18th WrestleMania of his career.
Wow.
So that's like 50%. So pretty significant there. And once again, he puts over Riddle for being his friend, and they hug. Turns out Orton was the one who set up this whole celebration party, and Riddle's just like, Randy, this is the greatest night of my career. You're the coolest. And there's some mysterious gift in this little bag, but we don't see what's in it. Probably weed, right?
Probably edibles.
Drugs. Edibles, yeah. Street Profits interrupt. Street Profits come down. They say, hey, man, we want to challenge you at WrestleMania. But Orton says, guys, we busted our balls to win these titles. We did spelling bees, quiz bowls, triple threats. So the answer is no. And Street Profits don't like that. Orton just says, you better leave or I'll make you leave. And Riddle tries to keep the peace between everyone, just says, hey, dude, Randy, we got to face someone at Mania. And, they did pin us a couple weeks ago, so maybe it's the right thing to do. So Randy says, okay, we accept. Street Profits say, all right, next time you want to throw a party, we'll show you one that's not so ass. And Riddle just says, bro, Randy worked really hard on this, and I thought we were cool, but I don't even want to wait till WrestleMania now. So we just get a little singles match. Riddle versus Ford. Good little match. They go back and forth. Riddle counters a power bomb, hits the RKO, but then Otis and Gable show up, attack, cause a DQ, ruin the end of the match.
Ruin the damn match. Maybe a triple threat though. Street Profits, Alpha. I still think Alpha Academy has some stake in the.
I think they've earned a
race.
spot on the WrestleMania card after this. Yeah, definitely a triple threat. I would do. And then after this is when we got the video tribute to Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, because I don't think he officially passed until like maybe during, like we all knew it was coming, but he was on life support.
I think
who knows
during the show. Yeah,
during the show. Yeah, so they played the tribute. Very well done as always. Crowd chants for Razor at the end, and yeah, just nice, very well made package.
Some guy,
he's already in the Hall of Fame.
Some guy was back twice.
Twice, exactly. 2 times.
2 times.
Maybe more by when all's said and done.
Is there a what else would he go in for?
I don't know if they want to induct the Click as its own unit. Even though
maybe.
But yeah.
Okay.
Then we have the main event, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins. Winner gets to interview Steve Austin.
Steve Austin on a pole. I was telling you.
And also maybe a friendship on the same pole.
Friendship on a pole match.
And it was a pretty good match, as to be expected. They got lots of chemistry, work together. Seth gets a bunch of big near falls. He goes for a roll-up, but the ref was so out of position that delayed making the count. Seth gets angry, yells at the ref. The distraction allows Owens to hit the stunner, get the win, and keep his spot at WrestleMania.
Oh, thank
Seth
God.
Is done.
I was really worried somebody wasn't going to be interviewing Stone Cold. I'll be honest.
So yeah, I mean, all these hot rumors still flying around that Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, that could be the match, but we're running out of time. If you want to debut Cody and set up the match, you only got a couple weeks.
Unless the plan is to just debut him at the event. Do some kind
that
of...
could be. I mean, big surprise. I mean, they did...
remember when John Cena bought ringside tickets so he and then waited for The Undertaker, and then he tore off his shirt and ran backstage?
I was going to say...
What are you going to say?
A couple of years back when we had the unannounced Hardy Boys return, where they kind of just showed up day of and had the match. So could see that with Cody Rhodes.
That was a big moment.
The big pop.
Do you think they would get his song? Because I think the song was the pop in the Hardy Boys example. Because, like you said, the ever, the pounding of the toms.
Yeah, I mean, his song in AEW was like a real just band song. I'm sure they could license it.
Yeah, I wonder.
I think in WWE he also had a real band. I forget. It was like that. I can't remember.
Okay.
Who knows what his presentation will be? Will he have a big fucking tunnel and a 60-foot long cape?
He'll come up through the floor in a glass box.
Yeah. Will he get the Undertaker treatment like AEW's entrance?
Big dong? Oh, just
just long entrance.
14 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, 14 minutes.
And this will, and I think if we make it to WrestleMania and Cody Rhodes is not there, I think we need to kind of include a Cody Rhodes prop bet type of category, because I would say, remember on those first few pay-per-views, he was always destroying imagery of WWE. He had the hammer at one point, the Triple H. Like what could he do to
for AEW?
Symbolically crush AEW?
Something like a stick of dynamite or TNT.
We're getting there. Yeah, I think we're in the ballpark. Yeah.
A Jaguar.
Something like that. Like we're in the right area, which is what matters.
Yeah.
That was entirety of Monday Night Raw. Let's cruise on over to a show that has a pay-per-view even before Mania. The morning of 8:35 sharp. First bell.
It's early.
First bell goes off.
This is the $10,000 suit all over again.
We're talking about NXT 2.0.
NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, Watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3, 4.
Where Dolph Ziggler, our brand new champion, is actually brought down to the ring, but none other than The Miz. And Robert Roode. This we kick off at NXT with an episode of Miz TV, pretty much.
Exactly,
it was
that's what it was.
literally just that. So some shenanigans are gonna follow. It made me remember we don't have a current. There's no kind of current talk show segment on NXT. I don't think there's that lashing out thing, which is just terrible.
Terrible.
But there's there's no in ring like ding dong hello type.
Speaking of Bailey, where are
honestly,
you?
nothing can top ding dong hello.
That was one of the few hits. Yeah,
honestly, between Miz TV, the Peep Show, Jerish, all the things, KO show, between all the shows, Ding Dong Hello had some special stuff.
It was the most creatively unique.
The doors, just having two door props changed the world.
And even like the way she played herself, she played it up like she was more goofy.
This gimmick that she made up was so weird and super. Oh, hey, we miss you, Bailey. Come back.
We miss you, Bailey.
Bailey, come back. Back to NXT though. Where I guess Miz congratulating congratulating Dolph Ziggler on beating Braun Breaker.
Yeah, shocking the world. And crowd was. It was funny when Ziggler came out. The crowd was actually singing his song. Believe it or not, they knew the words. Like that big drop. Bring it on.
I could hum it.
They knew it. Yeah, I could do the hook, the couple parts, but So big reception. They talk about the win. He's taken over NXT. Then they play footage of Braun Breaker earlier in the day. He was just storming around the Performance Center looking for Ziggler, trashing stuff. And then he burns out in his Mustang or something, drives away angrily. And then that's when LA Knight comes out and says, "Hey, Zig man, I want a shot at that title." Yeah! And everyone says, yeah. And Ziggler says, "I'm a fighting champ, but I only fight superstars, kid. When you find the main event, that's where I'll be." But then at the end, he ends up accepting the match. So that's your main event tonight. LA Knight found it.
LA Knight finally putting in the work. Yeah, this just felt like it was a straight up fucking segment from Raw. these guys meet up and then
except Ziggler feels like a much bigger deal.
Yeah, but Ziggler does feel like a way bigger deal. I do want to point out the one thing when Dolph Ziggler did say, I only mess with superstars, kid. LA Knight is 2 years younger than Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler's 41 years old and LA Knight's 39. And apparently that's enough.
But hey,
that's enough for him to call him a kid. Hey, kid.
You put them side by side, though. I wouldn't be able to guess which one of them's older right now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And yeah, that's kind of part of
how old does NXT want us to think LA Knight is?
Probably definitely not 39.
Definitely not 30. Okay, just making sure. Because I feel like AJ doesn't hide it. You know, Wendy, his kids. Like, AJ doesn't hide the fact that, you know.
He's got this 3 children's birthdays tattooed.
Exactly. And we're not pretending AJ is a spry 21-year-old. You know, he's got a.
I mean, LA Knight's one of those guys where I feel like he's probably been the same for the last 10 years, so it's hard to tell when he.
When's he going to turn?
From 28 to 38, he was probably around the same looking guy.
Yeah, I bet.
But who knows? Then we got Santos Escobar taking on Cameron Grimes for North American ladder match qualifier, I guess. You got to earn your spot here. So, good match. We know what these guys can do and show it off here. Legato on the outside causing trouble for old Grimy. And they go back and forth. Grimes goes for the cave-in, but Escobar catches him, hits the Phantom Driver, gets the win. So... poor Grimy.
Oh no!
Not even in the match. I thought he should be one of the next champions.
Well, he could still find his way in there somehow.
Yeah, second chance.
But yeah, fucking Phantasma, man. They need to go. This is
Yeah, they're not. They're like the Andrade family.
Exactly.
Office.
They're the fucking Jamie Hayter and Reba type thing.
Yeah. Disappointed for Grimy there. But after that, we got Kushida taking on a kid. Not a kid, a kid. But pretty small guy. But that goes with Kushida's style. So some nice wrestling here. Some grappling, submission work. Nice hard-fought match. A kid hits this big springboard arm drag into a DDT and gets the win. So big upset.
Yeah, big upset for a new fella.
Yeah, don't know much about him, but looked good.
Yeah. I guess we will know more about him, I guess.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, backstage, though, we go. Legado Fantasma gets interviewed when the Mysterio show up. It's just open season here on NXT.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
But big pop for them. Escobar offers a hand. Ray shakes it. But then they start getting each other's face a bit, slinging some insults over who's the best lucha in the business. So.
Ooh, possibly.
They'll settle that.
I know. Settle that with Ray Phoenix, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I don't know if the...
Well, I mean, hey, if we want to find out the best.
If they could, yeah.
Ray Phoenix can somehow do anything he wants, so I think they'd allow it. Throw Bandito in there. Take the best luchador from every brand, throw him into one ring, let him battle it out.
We go to Saray, who's about to make her entrance, but before she can do her transformation, Tiffany Stratton attacks, steals the magic medallion. So good thinking there, because now she has to have the match with the schoolgirl version of Saray. So
yeah, that's where she gains all of her power.
Yeah, so Stratton's able to make quick work of her, hits a nice flipping handspring back elbow, and then her twisting Vader bomb finisher, but she twists a little too hard on the finish there. Doesn't hit it perfectly straight, but still gets the win.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, she's a little green, but she's got the great athleticism. You can tell that athletic background will come in handy.
You love to see it. You love to see the athletes just competing at the top of the sport.
The natural athletes, groom her right. She could be like a Bianca,
don't say that.
Charlotte.
I'd say train her right.
Train, sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The Toxic Attraction. We go to this backstage. All their belts have been stolen. Cora Jade's been up to some funny business here. So she's kind of hid them all throughout the arena. And JC Jane's out looking for her belt. She finds it hanging up. She pulls, tries to loosen it, but ends up just activating a trap. So now she's locked in a cage. It's like Home Alone back here. Cora Jade's
set up a little Home Alone situation. Watch out for marbles and don't touch any door handles.
Tommaso Ciampa comes out for a promo and starts going into how much gratitude he has for NXT, the crowd, everything. It's been his life for the past 7 years. The crowd's all chanting his name, and he's just going over his long history. And they kind of see where this is going. They're saying, "Please don't go." He says, "I don't quite know where I'm going to go. I had the opportunity last week for a perfect fairy tale ending to go into Stand and Deliver as the NXT champion, but I blew it, lost the match. So is there a perfect way to close out this chapter?" The crowd chants, "One more match." But he says, he thanks the crowd and thanks everyone from the bottom of his heart. And that's when Tony D'Angelo gets in the ring. He's got a crowbar, but he throws it down, doesn't attack. He picks up a microphone and says, "I could have hit you there, but I respect you enough to get in this ring face to face. And I've been thinking lately, who do I got to beat around here to put my name in the history books and become the man? So here I am in front of you, the guy. So I challenge you, Stand and Deliver." And Ciampa says, "All right." They shake hands. And then Tony knees him in the balls, tells him, "I'm going to be the new Don of NXT," and kisses him on the cheek. The Godfather. Kiss it down.
Oh, wow. Yeah, a real allusion right there to the... Is this Ciampa's farewell song?
I mean, that's how they laid it out to be, pretty much.
I mean, he literally told us, thanks for the booze, thanks for the cheers. So, I mean, it could not be any more obvious, I would think. I'm surprised Grayson Waller isn't the one to do it.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean Tony D'Angelo. I would.
Well,
you
I would think
assume
the heat on Grayson Waller for taking out Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. That's a big deal.
I guess maybe they want something big for Tony D. He's one of their big guys, and being the guy to end Ciampa's NXT run could do some big things for him.
That's a big deal for a lot of people.
Yeah. Either way, should be fun match. We go to Indy Hartwell, Persia Parada facing each other one-on-one. It's come to this. Once a promising team, now coming to blows here. And that jerk Duke Hudson outside the ring, causing trouble for Indy. But then Dexter Loomis comes sliding out from under the ring, which scares Persia, and Indy rolls her up, gets a 3. And then the two couples just start making out, looking at each other, trying to one-up each other's hard. Like Indy tears off Dexter's shirt, jumps on him. Yeah. That was that.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like this part.
A little weird. I don't know what they're trying to prove, but we go back to the parking lot where a trap is now set for Gigi Dolan. She finds her title attached to a dumpster lid. She jumps in to retrieve it, and then a forklift lowers from above, closing the lid, trapping her inside like a poor, hungry raccoon. It happens. Raul Mendoza takes on Dominic Mysterio in a nice little lucha libre match, and Elektra Lopez on the outside tries to interfere, and that's when Fallon Henley shows up to stop her, and she's got Briggs and Jensen at her side, and so they all fight with Legado, and back in the ring, Dominic hits a 619 frog splash to get a win. So all of a sudden, Dominic's picking up a couple wins here this week.
And one of them are here on NXT, taking on a Phantasma.
Yeah, one of them. I mean, that's the thing. Is this just a 1 week feud? Are they going to fight again at Stand and Deliver? Who knows?
No, I feel like that'd be too much because they have the Logan Paul match. Like,
oh yeah, that's
later
right.
that day.
Too much. Yeah, definitely too much. Back in the parking lot for the final trap, Cora Jade has Mandy Rose's NXT title this time and a can of spray paint, and then she gets inside her car, but then Mandy Rose jumps up from the back seat, attacks her, lays her out, says, "You want to fight me for the title? I'll fight you and anyone else." And then she picks up the can of spray paint and draws the old TA Toxic Attraction logo on Cora's back. Like she's Hollywood Hogan or something.
Wow. Do it on the belt, why don't you?
Maybe. But, so that's set. There's your title match for Stand and Deliver.
Mm-hmm.
We go back in the ring where the Creed brothers are pissed off from last week. And they say, "Whoever jumped us, be a man, get out here right now, face us." MSK's music hits. They say it wasn't us. The crowd chants bullshit. And then Imperium show up on the balcony, and all three teams argue about who deserves the tag titles, and Imperium says, "All right, triple threat match, Stand and Deliver." So there you go. Should be good.
Yeah, that was easy too. Is it time for somebody else to win the belt? It's time for Imperium to lose?
I'd say probably the Creed brothers.
I would think. They seem to be getting like the best push.
Yeah, they're the 2.0 tag team, I would say, of the new guy. I mean, Briggs and Jensen aren't on their level, right?
I wouldn't say so.
Jacket Time's not on their level.
Oh, definitely not.
So, well, let's go to this main event, NXT title match. Dolph Ziggler defending against LA Knight. Good match here. Crowd was hot. Knight puts up a real good fight. Gets a couple near falls. Hits a burning hammer. But Ziggler's able to just get a foot on the rope. And Dolph has his comeback, and he hits the super kick. Gets the 3. Retains his title. And then afterwards, Braun Breaker comes out, tells Ziggler, "I want the rematch for that championship at Stand and Deliver." Rude takes a swing at Braun. He knocks him out, or Braun knocks Rude out, and then Ziggler says, "All right, you want this? You want the shot? You got it." So that's set.
It's
pretty much booked our whole card.
We booked the entire card. Thank God. Because it just gives us time to really stew on it. Braun Breaker needs a lower voice. I can't tell if he has a high voice or if he just has like the excited voice. Like, when you'd be giving a school presentation and you were 10, you rush through it and you talk really fast because you just kind of get through it. I feel like he has this. It's something like that. He's like, it's just like he has a scream like that kind of like, you want the belt? I'll give you the match. He has kind of like a bit of a thing like that. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but
yeah. No, I hear you. I think, he's still pretty new. He might still have to find his voice a little bit, tone things up and down here and there. But like we said, that's pretty much stand and deliver. The card is booked.
The card's booked, baby.
We didn't get any of the
Dusty
the
Women's Cup.
Classic.
No, we did not. That was kind of the thing on my mind. Because the action we got, between Cora Jade and whatever, only because her and Raquel lost, and then I was like, oh yeah, they lost. What do we have going on here? We have Sleepy Crazy, and
EO and Kaylee Ray.
Yeah, Kaylee Ray. Hopefully, I guess so. That'll probably be the last match to be, and then we got to build this North American title ladder match. We still have a few entrants for this, probably 3 more.
Yeah, we'll figure all those spots out. What a great episode of NXT. That was almost it for the show. Almost it. Like I said, we have one more thing when we encapsulate the week's action and give you our Wrestler of the Week.
With the Wrestler of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week.
Mike, you start us off this time.
All right. Yeah, some fun stuff this week. Some good promos and good action in the ring. But a few weeks back, we saw some crazy shit happen. Madcap Moss, that bump nearly killed him. And then same thing happened this week to Big E, a very beloved wrestler. I'm giving it to Big E just for, we're all, fighting through that broken neck. He's okay. It's positive energy as always. Love Big E. He'll come back. He'll be better than ever. And, just give it to him for being a tough son of a bitch.
One tough SOB. Big E. Oh, now I feel like a dick for... No,
there's nothing. There's no judgment on Wrestler of the Week.
See, when you picked Madcap, it was like, he was okay. But we know factually.
Well, that's why I felt like I had to pick Big E. If I picked Madcap, I had to.
Oh, I guess that's a good point. You had to stay consistent. Okay, I'm going over.
For myself.
Just for yourself. That's right. My Wrestler of the Week, let's talk, I'm going to Monday Night Raw. Kevin Owens.
Hey,
yeah,
can't go wrong.
He's putting in some great work. We saw a lot of them this week. And some good stuff. Unfortunately, Stone Cold Steve Austin himself wasn't on the poll, but I know in spirit he was. And Kevin Owens.
He had a beer commercial, Stone Cold IPA.
I saw that. He's also in a cold.
Kevin Owens is like, why are you playing that?
He's also in like a State Farm commercial for cold calls. They have him.
Yeah, him and Ice-T.
And then someone else.
Someone else cold.
Someone else that has a nickname that's something cold.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was our Wrestlers of the Week, and that was the whole podcast. Thanks for listening, folks. That was episode 175. Rate, view, like, subscribe. The show is everywhere. We'll be back next week as we make our way towards our bicentennial.
Yeah, the bicentennial, WrestleMania, Stand and Deliver, St. Patrick's Day Slam, tons of fun stuff. It's always fun. It's wrestling. And there's sad stuff, too, as we saw this week. But we mostly try to keep it fun.
We keep it fun here on the podcast. Thanks for listening, folks. And Mike, take care of yourself.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.